All right, all right. We're just getting set up here at the Pineal Studios. Hold tight. We'll get going with our Monday Mandala session. again. So we're just going to hang out here on this Monday, working on this lovely mandala that we've already started. Just getting all the new cameras set up here. The lights are looking good. The sound is good. We're happy you're with us today. We appreciate you while we figure all this stuff out. But once it's set up, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be smooth. So yeah, like I said, we have this lovely mandala here. And the last live stream we did, we were doing some inking on this. And I went ahead and finished that up. Unfortunately, I was pretty sick the last week, so I didn't really have a chance to do as much on camera as I wanted to. But yeah, we do have our inking done, and I even started a little bit of color. Did a little experimenting to see what I want to do. The black ink is done, I should say, and we do want to do some gold ink on here. This piece is entirely based around the golden ratio, so I'm going to entitle it Golden Hour once it's done. I've got this lovely speedball gold ink here that I'm going to use, but in my experiments I did find, is this going to, there we go, yeah. I did find that doing the coloring on top of the gold ink was not going to be the best outcome, the best quality of outcome. So what I want to do is go ahead and do the coloring over the black, which does work okay, and then go back over with the gold ink. I do have a like a whitish silver pearlescent I'm going to use as well for some highlights. Bring some of the darker areas back out that I've gone in pretty heavy with. But I'm liking the detail in general. I like the colors coming together. And I think we're going to continue here with a little bit of black, just filling in some of this little shadow area. Something that you may not be seeing in the overhead shot here that I can see is I've got just the right angle with the light bouncing off the surface of the paper so that I'm getting a nice little shine from where I'm putting my colored pencil down. So even in the areas where I'm going real light, what you can see is the reflection of the light off of the colored pencil wax and pigment and whatever it is catching the light and scattering it back up to my eye. But from the angle I'm sitting, I'm looking for where those kind of surface sheens are, so I'm not crossing lines that I don't want my color to cross, or so they don't go too heavy in areas where I want it to stay light. You may have noticed one thing that I did not ink, and I did notice that myself, in fact, and there's a good reason I didn't ink these parts. But if you notice here, the pupils of these eye kind of structures are still white, where everything else has been inked black. That should be black, they're still white. I do want to ink over them, but I'd like them to have a little bit more shine, so what I'm going to do is have that done after I pencil. I just want them to have a slightly different texture and gloss than the rest of the black, because as I go over some of the black areas with the pencil, what ends up happening is that gets pushed down and kind of burnished into the paper a little bit. So I'm just playing a little bit with texture. If it doesn't quite look the way I want, I can always go back over that with the black colored pencil here. And I should point out these pencils, I am loving these, I should say. These zebra pencils here. Where do I want to be? Let's come down a bit. And these are for, as it says, 2mm pencils. So that's going to be this kind of grip holder that holds a little bit larger lead. And I bought these at Michael's actually, but it comes in a 3-pack. I haven't seen them in the store recently or at any other art locations, but I have seen them online. I think Amazon and the Michael's website both have them. And yeah, you get like 30 different leads here, 10 in each piece, in each case. And it shows on the back the different colors, they're numbered. So you can color coordinate, put them back where they belong if they get taken out of their containers. But I find that it's a nice compact way to carry around 30 different colors. Even though some are duplicates, they're the ones that you'd use a lot of. And I carry them around in my little to-go bag. Use them here for now until I can get a little better set for the home studio as well. But These little leads can be a little fragile. They're not as fragile as you'd think. They're quite a nice hard quality to them. They must be fairly high on the ceramic side as opposed to the waxy side of these things. The clay, I should say. I know it's a mixture typically with the pigments. But when they do break, you have a nice little piece that you can go ahead and put in your 2mm clutch, and so you don't waste anything really. That's what I really like about those. But not quite ready for that blue yet. I'm going to keep it out for now until I am ready to use it. I'll switch that around here. Put the used end on the end we're going to use. Always good to have scratch paper. Make sure you got the color that you want. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's the one I want to start with. Hope you're having a good Monday afternoon, wherever you may be. Heck, maybe you're watching this sometime down the road and it's not even Monday for you right now. Could be a Thursday night in the year 2037 for all I know. Don't know how you found us, but we're glad you're here. Something shaking. You're not shaking up. Let's cut that out. you're not having fun while you're making art, then why are you doing it? See, these colored pencils blend very nicely. They go down very smooth. No flaking, no chalkiness. It's a real treat to work with for the price. I'm sure they're not archival or anything like that, but for the time being, they certainly are getting the job done. And they are, like I said, a real treat to use. They feel nice on the paper. I've tried a couple of different papers, and I've done some smoother ones. They grip well on that. This obviously is a real toothy. I'm not sure how much you can see that tooth there as I rake that light across the texture. Yeah. As I've been getting into this process of learning a new style of art, I've been playing with the papers as well. And really trying to get the most bang for my buck, I guess, as far as the experimenting time goes. I guess what I mean is if you're going to use your time, you might as well use it efficiently, right? Trying new techniques in more than one way. Maybe is more some intermediate advice, though. Maybe if you're a little bit new to drawing or aren't as comfortable trying different things that are new at the same time, it's okay too. That's one of the nice things about drawing too, is that it's not very expensive to play around. You can certainly waste your money on all sorts of doodads and fancy ingredients, fancy paints, inks, brushes, but if you're just having fun, if you're just learning, if you're just putting yourself out there creatively, drawing is fun. Everybody's got a pencil sitting around somewhere, or a pen, and some paper. And if you've got a little time, you can draw, you can make some art. You can make a little doodle that might make somebody's day. Even if it's just your own, if it puts a smile on your face, it was worth the effort, right? anybody's wondering why I'm doing the colors I'm doing first, no good reason. Just seemed like what I wanted to start with, so that's what I started with. Maybe you like to go warm to cool, or dark to light, or any other way that suits your fancy. That's cool. You do what works for you. Sometimes I have a little deeper plan, but this one is just a grab and go day. Just doing these yellows into the kind of oranges and salmon colors. I'm going to work into the deeper oranges next, I think. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you watching it come to life. I was wondering about that. Thank you for the other context. Yeah, it's fun watching other people bring things to life, and I want to bring a little bit more education to this as well as the channel grows. So if anybody that is watching here has any feedback, whether it's now while we're live or in the future, it's always welcome. For anybody that's watching this that might want the original, sorry to burst your bubble, but my daughter keeps saying that she has claimed it. She says, "That's awesome, Daddy. I want to hang that up." So we'll probably have some prints available once it gets done. Keep your eyes peeled on our website, pinealpress.com, for prints of this and other future projects. Let's see, I'm not quite done with this color yet. A little extra highlight here. Ooh, yeah, needed that. The hardest thing for me while I'm drawing is trying to remember to keep everything in the camera view, but I'm getting better at that. It's a little easier every time. Having the art mat here is definitely helpful. It gives me a nice grid that I can center and lay things out on. Mandalas are just one kind of art that we do. You know, that's been the focus so far. And That's all right. It's something I'm really into right now and we're having fun with, but as the channel grows, we'll be adding different kinds of content, different kinds of art, collaborating with other artists. The blank one I did take a picture of. I thought about the coloring aspects of it and how that could be something that people would definitely want to get on board with. Especially if I can put out some consistent quality ones. I could have, coloring books for sale. You can make puzzles. All sorts of different fun things. But yeah, the coloring to me is the fun part because the drawing is fun in its own way, but the coloring kind of has a mind of its own, I guess I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'll give that a nice light on the back here. And that's the thing. Sometimes I have a plan with my coloring and then it changes. I see something that I like even better than I had planned, and I'll go, hey, that's the ticket. We're going to do that. Or maybe I'm doing something and I change my mind and I go, what was I doing there? But that's okay. So I certainly don't claim it, but we call them happy accidents, don't we? Put away your tools, keep everything organized. It's good to have a nice organized workspace as much as you can. I like to blend my colors when I'm coloring. Usually pick, kind of 2 or 3 or sometimes even more to go over an area that I'm working on. And really think about, like, how are the shadows? What is the texture of this surface? If something has a texture, the parts that are in shadow are obviously going to be a little bit darker. So finding complementary tones that can act as highlights and shadows with each other is a good exercise if you're looking to expand your artist toolkit. I don't feel like I'm quite getting the shadow I need, so I'm going to look for a little darker color at this point. Alright, we got ourselves a nice brown here. Looks like it's a little lighter brown. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Because we can always add dark, but we can't take it away. Well, not easily anyway. as I said before, if I'm starting to get a little dark on these areas, it's because I am going to come back in after everything is all colored, and I am going to bring in some highlight ink, some gold, some kind of silvery white pearl, borders on silver. And it's definitely going to change the tonality of everything here. Knock that down a bit. Okay. I think. What do I think? What's this color? Ooh, it's interesting. That's like a reddish. What does that sound? Yeah? Oh. Okay. It's not quite what I was looking for there. I don't want the maroon. You know, that could be nice. Let's kind of tie that in here, yeah. Oh, I do like that, yeah. There's a little bit of warmth in the shadows. See, that was a happy accident. Hadn't used that color before, so I don't even really know what it was. It actually works really well here for the shading because I do like my shadows to be pretty cool. And just going with like various shades of orangey, yellowy, brown, it's all a little bit too warm. The shadows were looking real muddy to me, so kind of tightening that up here with this cool color. Just a bit more definition, pushing those edges to the background. Okay. Yeah, that's much nicer. Gives it kind of a little purpley, maroony color there. I like that. Actually, I'm gonna maybe even touch up some of these little shadows here. Oh, that tightened it up nicely. Very nice. This is the one I just did. It's very subtle, but in person, it's a real difference to my eye. Oh yeah. That's actually going to help to bind the gold color to it, because the gold ink that I'm going to be using has a bit of an orangey cast to it. It's quite iridescent gold in the right light, but then as the sheen goes off at an angle, it turns pretty warm, orangey, coppery almost. Copper's not the right word, but you get the idea. Not quite yellow. Okay. So I'm looking for more of an orange next. I think there's just yeah, there's an orange right here. And then I think that's a dark brown here. Let's see how those do with each other. Here's the dark brown. Okay, yep, just nice nutty brown. Not too striking. There's our orange. Okay, yeah. Let's do orange here. My plan is to work outward on this outward stripe here. And let's see here. I've already done the yellow, so this band here as it goes around, I want it to kind of fade to a darker tone. So let's go with some oranges and kind of fade the edges to a brownish tone. And I've got some red for the upper part here to kind of set that apart. Where to start? I guess we'll start here. I'll start light. Looks like I missed a yellow spot, but that's okay. So I always start just a nice light hand, try to get down a little layer of color. We might want to keep a few highlights, so we'll have our whites on there. But if you have too much color, the white's going to struggle. So just go light to start. We can always add more color. Alright, so come all the way around here. I'll start darkening it here close to the yellow. Just kind of following the stippling that I did. It'd be hard to see right now, but as we start to get our extra color layers in, that'll start to pop. For a nice fade right now, because I'm not sure if I want it to be heavy all the way out to the edge yet. Again, you can always add dark, you can always add color, but it's tricky to take it away. And once you're dealing with inks, you certainly have no option to take it away, so you've got to be decisive and okay with wherever your marks go. talking about paper experiments before, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of this paper. It is, I don't remember which brand, but it's just kind of a generic, heavyweight rag watercolor paper. That's what the pad says, is watercolor. Sometimes I do work with watercolor or watered down inks, and it can be nice to work with the watercolor paper for various reasons, but the tooth on this one is just a bit more than I prefer. I was struggling when I laid down my ink lines to get real clean lines, which I kind of expected. I shouldn't have been surprised by that. But I don't think I'm going to be revisiting this type of surface anytime soon. I'm really enjoying the colored pencil work, and yeah, for me it's not quite the tooth I'm looking for. But it's challenged me, and I like that. Like stepping outside my comfort zone. As an artist, as a person, it makes you stronger, better, faster, all that good stuff. Okay. Feeling pretty good here. We'll go over to the other side. Fill in as we go. I just thought I'd pop the picture back in there so you can see I am a real live artist here. No AI, no robots. We ain't outsourcing this work yet. Human made, human conceived, real life, genuine art. Plus, I'm the curious type, and we figure some of you might be too. I've tuned into a lot of live streams before where I see random art and some random hands, and I always wonder, who is this person? Maybe I'm just nosy, I don't know. But I like to put a face with whatever's going on, I guess you'd say. Maybe you like mine, maybe you don't. That's okay. Can't win them all. As long as you stick around now and watch the art, we'd appreciate that. Give us a big old like and subscribe too, of course. As the YouTubers say. Noticing that right up against these black lines, the paper texture is making it difficult to bring that color right up to the edge. There's all these little pits in the paper, and just got to go through with a few more layers. And I don't want to push too hard. I'm not trying to burnish the paper intentionally with the first go around. You know, as I build layers up, that can happen as a consequence. But I also don't want to leave those little pits where the shadows are supposed to be. So what I mean by pits are deeper areas in the paper where the color does not want to go down as easily, so it looks white. And that's exactly the areas that should not be white. A little extra attention to detail there, going back around the black line. With a little pointier edge to the pencil. Gotta get right up against it. And it'll smear right down into those pits and make them go away. And then we're going to go over that area with a darker color here in a minute anyway to help enhance that shadow. I do actually want to come into here to set up a little bit more orange on some of these. right. Okay, let's go with an intermediate before I go too brown. Yeah, that'll work. Let's do that one. Where you go, orange? Here we go. I'm trying to put my colors back here. Nice. Oh, instantly darker and better. Oh. Mm-hmm. Off the page there. Hold on. Okay. Looking pretty good there. I have a lighter color I want to go with next. So I'll just help the lighter edge blend together a little bit better. It's turning it into like kind of a nice little coral color here. And that's going to help the orange fade nicely into the red that I'm going to do next. Around to there. Let's get these edges. It's looking sharp. Putting this kind of warmish salmon-y color in here. This is a very pale shadow in these leaf structures, because I am going to come through there with some light green later, and I'm hoping that the green with that salmon will kind of blend together into a nice warm shadow there. And they are definitely complementary colors in a way. The magenta, reddish, greenish, going against each other there are definitely opposite colors. You know what I'm trying to say. Pulling back that shadow a little bit harder here with another darker brown. Still in the same color family, a nice warm kind of burnt sienna type of color here. It goes good with the oranges and the corally shade that we just put down. A little heavy there, but we can fan it out. There we go. It's got a little heavier shadow there. The only other thing I think will help here is I'm going to go over with that kind of maroonish, brownish that caught me off guard earlier and I really liked. It did cool down the darkest part of the shadow a lot. And I think we kind of need that here in these areas of real heavy, warm colors. Just we need something that's going to break up that saturation on the retina. It's better. I figure y'all didn't want to see me blow my nose. So just fade it back to our picture here. I'm just going to take a moment to look at this. All right, we're going to dive in with some red. It's not a color you can do a whole lot of dabbling with. You either do it or you don't. So let's red it up. This is another situation where many layers with a lighter pressure is going to get you better results, at least with this color and this kind of palette we're going for. We want it to be warm but not overly saturated. And if you just take a nice strong like crimson red and just start smashing that color into the paper, yeah, that could work for you. I don't think that would give me what I'm going for here, so I'm laying down little layers, and then as the pigment goes down, it leaves a layer for more pigment to attach to, and it starts to build up. Make sure these are nice and tight. Got the same density as each other. This first one I wasn't quite as heavy-handed on, so I want to tighten that up a bit. I was a little afraid of the color at first, but nah, we're friends now. Okay, let's tighten up the white a little bit more. Because again, we're going to fill in the shadows with a little bit darker. And we'll come back around with a nice white color to brush up our highlights at the end of all the coloring. Go around those edges where I want it to be just a bit lighter. And then again, we'll put our gold and silver accents on for ink when we're done. Now we are going to have cool tones in here, of course. I did mention these areas here, these leafy looking structures. These will be green. And the center of our mandala is probably going to be heavily leaning towards the cool colors here. I haven't decided exactly how we're doing that yet, but I think we're going to fade reds into purples and pinks here, and then into more kind of blues and greens in the center. Cool things off. This will have a nice blue here to separate our layers. Our inner from our outer. I like thinking of these mandalas as having like little inner worlds and outer worlds. Deep layers, surface layers. It helps with the shading and the way that I color things to have it kind of depth in my mind. And layers definitely add some intrigue, adds a little mystery, complexity. Even concept of scarcity. You have the deeper areas, you have less to work with, so they start to become more impactful if you do your shadows and your colors correctly. Sometimes the tiniest parts of your drawing can be the most impactful, or the part that draws the eye in the most. If all is in balance, Alright, we're back around here. Tighten that up a bit. Okay. Yep. Just it's amazing how one little pass of the pencil can do so much to your tone. Just tightened up that shadow real nice. Just get the right color in there. Bam. Back around again. Looking sharp. Yeah. Putting a little extra this tan sienna type color over the red just to help tie it in with the orange that it's sitting next to a little bit better. I want it to be more distinct from the leaf, which is going to be a cool. And this needs to sit right in line with our warm tones, so we're just warming up our red a bit. It's very subtle, but it's there. Oop. Don't do that. Okay. Get this nice pink color out next. Sticking with our worms. I want this to be on the outside here. I think the next project I work on for a drawing is going to involve more knot work. The braiding was really fun to do on this piece, and I want to do a little bit more like Celtic style with broken knots, animal forms, things like that. Try to incorporate that into some mandala or calendar designs, or you know, moon calendars, harvest calendars. Tie in the old ways into my types of methods, and my type of crafting is something that would really tickle me. And it's fun to explore some older traditional means of crafting and making art so that these are not forgotten. Got another pink here. Let's see how these are different from each other. This is the one I just did. And the next one. Almost identical, but this one's got a bit more of a rose color, whereas the last one was a bit more purple. Yes. And I think I got another purple here. It's like some kind of a bluish purple. Lavender? You know what I think I'll do here is I'm going to hold off on these pinks. I'm going to do a little blue. I want to see how this looks here because that's how I'm separating the inner and the outer. All right, we're committing here. Let's actually zoom out for just a second, show everybody what we got. Alrighty. nice fade on this blue here. I want it to fade into that white, leaving a nice solid white stripe between those two heavy black lines. It's going to give a nice glowing effect. I'm going to go through probably with a white colored pencil as well, just so it's got the same shine. Again, I mentioned this a while ago on the stream, but what I'm seeing here as the light rakes across the drawing is a sheen made by the colored pencils. It's from the wax that's in them, I would presume, and or whatever other clays and things that there are in there that they bind the pigments with. And the pigments reflect as well. Not always, but typically they have a quality that catches the light and redirects it to your eyes. That helps already. Nice. Yeah. jams have been just right today. It's the right kind of vibe for this kind of art. I hope you've been enjoying them too. Should be a link in the description of where I got these excellent copyright-free songs. I believe was it the Relaxed Movement or Relaxed Moment, something like that. Check the description. Give them some love, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget to do that for us too, of course. Tell all your friends. Get together next time you see us go live, have a hangout, have a good time. That's what life's about, right? Good. Okay. It's looking sharp. There. Go ahead and just do these leaves on the outside. I'll feel good about that, and then I'll worry about the inside at a little later time. I'm gonna have to sign off here pretty soon and go pick up my kiddo from school. But it's been very fun spending this Monday afternoon with you. Putting some beautiful colors down on this paper. We're going to call that a stream here, folks. Some of us need to run out the door and run a few errands. We will be back next time. We hope the rest of your Monday goes just as wonderfully as you want it to. Y'all take care.